Uh, Coach, what did you think of practice today?
Practice went well. We was able to put back-to-back days defensively. We made a lot of plays, guys flying around, to cut down on the missed assignments. Defense flew around today. Like Coach Hall said at the end of practice, man, they're getting it. The most important thing, they play fast and they playing physical. And when you play fast, play physical, good things happen for the defense. So we had a lot of good things happen today.
What would you say about the way the guys there in the secondary have responded to the new scheme?
Man, like I said, those guys are responding tremendously from a standpoint of understanding what we asked them to do and executing it. We got a four-way battle with the ones at corner, and we got two good guys at safety. So when you're talking about learning to do what we asked them to do, they're picking it up and they're able to transition it to the field and execute it at a high level. And we got some young guys making plays as well. We got a very athletic and a deep group in the secondary. So we're expecting big things out of the guys. But the most important thing is they're able to take what we teach in the classroom and transition it to the field, and then making our day easier on the secondary.
Coach Hall earlier said they were going to use this period to look for some guys that could play man. Have you seen some of those guys with your corners stepping up and doing that a little bit? I know it's early.
Yeah, we have some guys that separate themselves from ability to play man and play zone. We have some long guys. You have a guy like Eric Scott, a long corner. You have a guy like Natron Brooks, a shorter corner, but got great quickness. You got a guy like Cam Harrell, pretty much can run with anybody in the country. And you got some more guys that does what they do on the corner. And the best thing I say about all those guys, they're built different, but they play to their strengths. So when we talk about converting this thing to a man-to-man scheme, hey, you got to play to your abilities. And we have about 4 or 5 guys that's doing a great job of transitioning what we ask them to do in the classroom to their natural abilities to display and execute that assignment on the field.
Coach, I've seen a young guy out there, Roberson. Didn't get to see much last year, but for a young guy, he looks like he has some natural skill.
He's one of those guys like, anytime the ball just happen to come, he's going to be around it. So we like to call those guys Johnny on the spot. He's a young guy, like you said. He played in maybe a game or two last year. He had a COVID issue, but he's a guy that once he get his technique down, once he come into form, he's going to have a natural knack for the ball. Like I said, he have that DB mentality. Like I tell him, he's the type of guy that he want the ball to come his way, and you just tell by the way he carry himself on the field, the way he execute plays. And like you said, ball's been coming to him, whether it be a dig or whether it be a fade ball down the sideline. He's found a way to get his hand on balls to break them up and make catches as well.
Coach Williams, what does it mean to you personally to be back at Southern Miss, coaching again? Coaching. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot. When you talk about taking the coaching journey, my ultimate goal was to get back to do it at Southern Miss. And like I said, it's been a long journey, and to have it happen now with Coach Hall, it means so much, man, just to get back and share with these guys my journey, my experiences. So when you talk about what does it mean, words really can't express it for myself. I'm just happy to be here, man. I'm just happy to work with the group of guys I work with. We got a great staff. We got a great group of young men that's eager and hungry, ready to get Southern Miss back where it was. And like I said, at the end of the day, I'm just a vessel, man, to serve these kids and to give back what people gave to me along my way in my time at Southern Miss.
What are you looking at? What is the guy that you're looking for in a Southern Miss corner? What are some of the skills that may not, stick out on paper, but maybe to you that makes a difference as a cornerback?
When I think about what I'm looking for from a Southern Miss corner, I think about guys that had the same attributes as a Patrick Surtain, or Raymond Walls, Greg Brooks, or John Eubanks, all those guys that have had the opportunity to go on to play next level. But to sum all those guys up, those guys had a hunger. They had a desire. Like I said, they refused to be beat. Whether they got a guy got a step on them or not, they finished the play. So I'm looking for a guy that plays with a relentless effort and have a desire to win every rep.
Being a former Southern Miss player, how does that kind of help you in the recruiting aspect?
It goes back to experience again. I can tell a kid, hey, what to expect, and what you can ultimately achieve here at Southern Miss. And it won't be no facade. It won't be no dream. I can tell them from firsthand experience, hey, look, you come here, you follow the process. You work your way from a freshman to a senior. You'll get an opportunity to fulfill your dreams if that's continue to play in the NFL. And ultimately, you come here, you work your way from a freshman to a senior, you're going to get a world-class degree. And when you talk about how it's going to help you on the recruiting trail, you're going to have a proof in the pudding standing right in front of you. A guy that probably wasn't the most talented, probably wasn't the most tallest, but a guy that came through and worked his butt off every day in the program and had opportunity to take his game to the next level and get a degree from Southern Miss, and now ultimately be a success story for years to come.
Coach, you were here during the time where Southern Miss had really just great success on the football field, and coming in now, what is something that you can pass on to these guys about that, saying, look, we did it while we were here? What is your message to them about Southern Miss and why you guys were able to do it, and how you want them to get back to that?
Just take it one snap at a time, take it one day at a time, and just leave everything on the field. You know, when you talk about the time in Southern Miss from 98 to 01 and from years back, it was a different type of mentality from a standpoint. We was grateful for everything we got, and we worked our butts off. And what separates us from everybody else is the way we played. And the way we play is just how we practice every day. You know, those guys came to work every day. And like I said, they had a chip on their shoulder. Some guys wasn't the highly recruited guys. Some guys were. But at the end of the day, when you walk into this building, you got a chip on your shoulder and you play the game in one way, and that was to go the Eagle way. And I just try to reiterate that with the guys on a daily basis, whether it's a practice play, a special teams, whether it's a play on defense, or whether it's just a general pursuit deal. Play the go the Eagle way. If you play the go the Eagle way, down in and down out, hey, success gonna come. And so my goal is just to reiterate that with guys every day. Just be better every day and just give it your all.
Coach, what area are you recruiting for us right now?
I'm in the Delta. You know, I have from Warren, from Yazoo to Natchez, all the way up to Grenada, so all the way up to Tunica. So I'm really, my primary area is in the Delta. And then, like I said, I spot some in Alabama, and I spot some nationally.
Coach, y'all were a pretty nasty defense back in the day. Do y'all? I know you're preaching to your guys, you know, what the nasty bunch was when you were around. Have y'all ever got a chance to roll back some film and show these kids what y'all did back in the day, you and your partner Leo and all those guys back there?
We haven't had a chance. Like, we got to get with the video, Miss Taylor, to see can she pull up the archives. But those guys understand. You know, if you walk around our building, you see it on the wall. You see greatness everywhere you look in our building. What it's from guys like Tony Dixon, guys like Adalis Thomas. You see pictures of a T.J. Slaughter. You see pictures of a Jamie Collins. You see those guys every day you walk up. And my goal, I tell these guys, live up. That's the standard. Live up to that. They are no different than you. If you work, they work. Hopefully, you can have the same success they had. But it starts with work. And it ends with work.
Coach, you not only Southern Miss, but even past Southern Miss, you played in Baltimore. That defense was just, I mean, that was incredible. The defense that they had there. You've come up through so many good defensive systems. I ask, how do you mirror all of those together in coaching style? Is that what you do? I mean, how do you?
I didn't hear the last part of the question, but I'm gonna answer the best I can. Well, I was fortunate. I was fortunate to come play at Southern Miss, where you play with some guys like Adalis Thomas, T.J. Slaughter, and get to the Ravens. You play with a guy like Ed Reed. You play with a guy like Ray Lewis. So walking into that building, it was no different than the building I was in. I know I had an expectation I had to live up to, and that standard was the standard. So when you talk about playing tough, playing fast, and playing physical, it was just a natural progression from college to the professional ranks. And I just mold that around my coach style. You know, I'm a guy that do it from experience. You know, everything I had on the field as a player, I give it to my guys in the meet room and on the field, because hopefully they can transition them to make them a better player. So I coach tough, I coach fast, and I coach with the defensive mindset. Hey, look, you only play defense one way, and that's to go the Eagle way.